Oh, a lovely morning it is, you lot. Hope you're all brilliant, fine and dandy. I can't believe the weather. I'm in actual shock. It's 10 degrees. 10 degrees today. It's New Year's Eve and it's 10 degrees. We should be having... It should be snow, frost. There should be frost everywhere. There should be snow. Maybe not a lot of snow because we haven't had a lot of snow for a long time. There should be frost. It should be cold. But it's not. I mean, are we turning around? Are we going to be like Australia? I don't know. You've got to remember, millions and millions of years ago, England or Britain or the UK, whatever way you want to put it, was a tropical country. We was hot and tropical. Are we going to turn around and go back to being hot and tropical? I don't know, but it's 10 degrees. Nevertheless, I'm starting to sweat. I've got a little bit of an errand to run, so let's go to the post office, shall we? Funny looking houses. Do you ever think or realise that all of a sudden you're not as good at something as you once was? For me, it's bloody parking. Oh man, I can't. Always, I used to just go to a parking bay and I'd always get it straight. Wouldn't really have to do much realignment. Nowadays, I don't know what's changed. I go to the parking space, I always reverse in, always reverse, never driving forwards. You look gay. You just drive in, oh fucking, what's that twat doing there? Look, no, always reversing. But nowadays, I can never go bloody straight. Some days I even think, oh, I'm not straight. So I go, back, get out, walk off. I'm still not bloody straight. And I think, I put a lot of effort into that. Yeah, that's something that I've noticed about myself. I can't do no more. Bloody park. Anyway, parking is a bit of a... Well, I don't know about in the countries where you are, but in England, car parks and parking, that is a topic... Well, man, many arguments. In everybody's eyes, nobody parks properly. Nobody can park. If you ask anyone in England, go to a car park and ask anyone, can that person park? Can that, everyone will say no, they can't. I don't know why. Well, I do know why. It's because there's not enough parking spaces, and the spaces we have got are too small for the cars. The cars have grown too big for the car spaces. But because the people who make the car parks, I don't know if it's true. I don't know if it's true, so don't hold me to this. But I heard on the grapevine that when a contractor or somebody is contracted to make a car park, the more spaces they can get in said car park, the more money they can charge for the car park. Yeah? So, that may not be true. That may be well off. That might not be nothing like it. But I heard it on the grapevine. Because, as you know, I work in the construction industry and you get to talk to a few people here and there. And someone told me that when we were talking about car parks. So that's, you know, but I don't think that. Personally, I think it's a bit far-fetched. But it could be true. I've heard worse and crazier things. Anyway, cars have grown too big for the spaces of which we're supposed to park them in. So even if you park dead in the middle of a car, dead in the middle, and the two cars next to you, that one there and that one over there, park smack bang in the middle of their spaces, you can't really get out your car. I mean, you can't open your doors any more than halfway. No way. If you're a fat person, you have even more trouble. That's when you end up getting little dinks on the side of your cars. You always know when a fat person's parked next to you, because you'll have a dink in the side of your car where their doors hit yours, but they've got out and wedged it open. So, yeah. But anyway, back to the topic. Yeah, that's something I've noticed about myself. I can't do no more. I can't bloody park. I can't. I just can't do it. I I can never get it just straight no more. When I had that old Land Rover Discovery, or even my van, whoop, yep, in, and it'll be dead straight. Now, I think I must be going blind or something. I don't know. Now, I just wanted to come down here. I'm just on my way back now after running my little errand. And I just wanted to come down here just to see because, well, there's an abandoned car there. We've got an abandoned car with no number plate on it. Now, this is a bit of a problem here. All this rubbish. There's a suitcase that you probably didn't see just in front of that car. But now we've got all this rubbish along the side of the road. Now, you know why this is here, don't you? Lorries, Arctics, they come down this is like a little country road. It's a very short one, but it's like a little country road. And what happens is they come down here and they decide they want to park here, maybe for the night, you know, or maybe just for the day. But what happens is they come down here and then they just throw their rubbish everywhere. And they don't just throw their rubbish, they shit everywhere, basically, all in the hedgerow there. That's a farmer's field on the other side, and they just put it everywhere. Bottles of piss everywhere, you know. And oh, I don't know what that is down there. That car there is abandoned. It's got no number plate on it. But let's quickly just go back up. Let's just go back up here. And all that rubbish there. Look, see all that rubbish. Tyres, energy drink bottle cans, pizza boxes. No number plates on that car, so that's probably nicked. No one in it. It's been there a while because it's got rusted. It's got rust on the discs. I don't know if you can see that. It's got rust on the discs there. There's an old suitcase over there. Look, old suitcase. Shame that car's there. It's probably not a bad car, but oh, there's the number plate for it on the floor. Someone's just ripped them off. So it's a bit of a problem, and I bet if I was to get out and walk up on that thing, that farmer's field would be full of rubbish. That looks like a piece of old foam. Yeah, look, we've got a hamster cage. We've got a full-on hamster cage and everything there. Yeah, look, there's a hamster. That's your hamster cage for your hamsters. It looks like a screwdriver and some other bits and bobs, and there's the wheel for the hamster. Bit of foam bedding. That couldn't have been for the hamster. A bit big. Loads of McDonald's rubbish everywhere. Yeah, it's just, it boggles the mind is what it does. Now you're probably thinking, you know, I'm saying this is a bit of a problem, and you're probably thinking I'm going to say this isn't good enough. The councils should clean all this up. The council should clean this up. No, bloody definitely not. The problem is the people who put it there. Why is there people in this country, in the world, I should say, but as always, I'm going to narrow it down to this country because this is where I live. I can't speak for the rest of the world, although I do agree everyone in the world is the same, all cocks and idiots, but I can't possibly speak for the rest of the world. I can speak for the country that I am in, so that's what I'm doing. Why are there people here that think that that is a good idea? Why? Why do they have to, like the hamster cage, why did that have to be dumped there? Why couldn't that have just, quite honestly, literally just gone in a wheelie bin? That would fit in a wheelie bin. Put it in a wheelie bin. Alright, it shouldn't really be going in a wheelie bin. You could have sold that to someone who needed a hamster cage but couldn't afford a new one or something like that. But they just dumped it there. And all the litter, the McDonald's wrappers, the fish and chip wrappers, cans and bottles. Why do the lorry drivers? Alright, I get it. They don't. This is one of the country's largest container ports is ahead of me. And ever since then, we've had loads more Arctics, right, coming down these ways. And there's a truck stop, a lorry park where you park. It's safe. There's gates. You know, you pay a certain amount of money per time, if it's per night or per whatever it is. But it's safe. You know, there's gates there. There's toilets. There's a lounge. There's all sorts in there. I know there is. I've been in there. But they don't want to pay that. Some of them, they get the money from their boss, but they want to keep that money, so they don't pay it. They come and park on little roads like this, which, okay, fine. fine, whatever. We all like to save a bit of money here and there, okay? And it's not doing anyone any harm, the odd lorry parked down this road, let's be honest. It's not a main road. But why do they feel that they need to throw their rubbish in the hedgerow? Why can't they keep their rubbish in their cab? Next time they go where there's a bin, put it in the bin. Boggles the mind. They're the people that need to be shot, quite frankly. Just anyone who litters at all, really, needs a jolly good slapping. But anyone who feels that they need to litter on that scale, you know. And a lot of them, I bet, are foreign, come from a different country. Oh, I don't care about this country, it's not my country. That's what all the foreigners all say, it's not my country, I don't care, it's not my country. Not my country, I don't care. Big problem, it's a big problem, man. And let's go further down here. It looks like they've cleaned up this part. They've put a little bit of a new ditch in. Oh, they've cleaned this part up, look. Dug a new little ditch there for some reason. They've only done a little bit. It's nice to see they've incorporated a nice beer can, very nice. Plenty of Coke cans. Well, at least they've done a little bit. I'm not quite sure what they're planning on doing. There's another bit down there where they've dug a little bit of a ditch. But at least it's clean. This all used to be full of rubbish all along here. Hoovers and rubbish bags of all sorts was it down here. Not anymore, which is good. Why do I go to the effort of driving around looking for rubbish and fly tipping and all that kind of stuff, and why do I film it? Well, it's because I bloody well care, you know. I can't believe that it's even a thing. Like, the fact that it's even a thing is totally mind-boggling to me. It shouldn't be a thing, you know. This should not be a thing. The amount of... Alright, you're going to get the odd bottle here and there. I mean, it's an old problem, you know. Even back in the 1900s, 1800s, you know, I bet it was... Well, there wouldn't have been the rubbish in the scale of what there is now, because there wouldn't have been the amount of plastic and all this other stuff. It would have been glass bottles and maybe the odd metal one now and again, metal can, maybe. I don't think so. It would have been all glass bottles and plates. But back then, people kept stuff, didn't they? you had a bottle, let's just say, I forget when Coca-Cola was invented now, 1880 something, wasn't it? Or was it not? Don't know. But you'd buy a bottle of something, it'd be in a glass, yeah? You'd drink it, and you keep it. How do I know that? Well, I'm interested in history. I watch a lot of history stuff, and I know, well, some of them are dead now, but I did know a lot of people that were 100, I say a lot, 2 or 3 people, that were 90 and 100 years old, 103 or something like that, I can't remember now exactly. But anyway, they'd say, like, no, you'd never throw a glass bottle away, you'd never throw a plate or anything away, you kept everything, because everything was... like, appreciated. You didn't have a lot, so you didn't throw anything away. Of course, now, these days, we've got the problem of everything's made of plastic, and everything is just... Who wants to... let's just say you go and buy a bottle of Coca-Cola. Drink it. You got a plastic bottle on your hands. What are you going to reuse that for? Yeah, there's plenty of things you could reuse it for. Before some of you say, well, you could do this, you could... Yeah, you could. But that's more like, well, that's effort for a start. No one wants to do any effort these days, do they? Nobody wants to do any effort. That's why they throw it out the bloody window on the street. Nobody wants the effort. No one wants to even go to a bin these days. So nobody wants the effort. But to reuse a bottle, to use it for something, make yourself another drink and put the drink in that bottle to drink it later on, no, very few people will do that. Some people do put blackcurrant and things like that in plastic bottles and re-drink. Yeah, very good, very good. Although they do say you shouldn't do that because the plastic goes in. Oh, it's a minefield. So, really, humanity is, well, the way I want to say it, I can't say it because it's not a very polite word. But humanity is killing itself, really, because we're making stuff. People just make we're humanity, science and inventors, yeah, of technology and all that, are making people, the general public, lazy. Because they're inventing stuff where you don't have to do a lot. But then that means that people don't want to do anything, so people don't want to put rubbish in a bin. They can't be bothered to hold on to their rubbish and put it in a bin later on. When it comes to recycling, that's a whole different topic in itself, because I've worked on rubbish tips, recycling plants. I know what goes on, and that's a topic that I'm not going to talk about in great detail on this video. But let's just say everything does get recycled. Yeah, let's just say that when you put stuff in your recycling bin, it gets recycled. It doesn't. I've said too much. It doesn't, but let's just say that it does. You need to wash out your yogurt pots and things, and your baked bean tins and all that, so there's no food left inside, because obviously you can't recycle stuff if there's food left in it, because your recycled content would be contaminated. It needs to be washed, alright? And it would be a bit difficult for them to wash it. Trust me, I've been inside a recycling plant. It's quite a complex place. So anyway, it's not hard. I mean, I'd do it. Get a yogurt pot, wash it out, put it in the recycling bin. Get a baked bean tin, give it a quick rinse out under the sink, tip it out. Yep, no baked beans left in there, in the recycling bin. Do people do that? No. A lot of people, I know, probably just throw it in the bin with the food still in it, in the recycling bin. But do you know what happens to that? There's some plants, I said I wasn't going to talk about it. I said I wasn't going to talk about it because it's a controversial topic. A lot of places, if it's contaminated stuff, it just goes straight into landfill. Now, if people in general all washed out the stuff, put it in the recycling bins, wheelie bin, whatever it is they've got, I reckon more of it would be recycled, because it's already been washed, so it's easier for the plants to do. And there's these people out there that say, oh, we're doing their job for them, they should be washing it. Yeah, but you cock, don't you ever think about the circle? Obviously we pay for the disposal of our rubbish, which is right, we should pay for the disposal of our rubbish in the tax. But if they have to do more to it at their end, it's going to cost them more money, so they're going to have to charge us more tax, so that we pay for it anyway. So why not just do it ourselves? Just bloody put it under the sink, wash a bit of the yogurt out, or the baked beans, or whatever it is you've got that the thing is contaminated bloody well with. Wash it out yourself, takes a couple of seconds, put it in the recycling bin. Why should they do it and charge us more money, eh? You think if they get millions and millions and millions of yogurt pots every bloody day coming in, they're going to wash them all? But you've got one. Wash it out, put it in the bin, in the recycling bin. Unbelievable, some people's attitude to things these days. Life, people's attitude to life is unbelievable. Anyway, I wasn't intending on doing a massive long video talking about rubbish. I intended on running a little errand, having a look for a bit of rubbish, and then carrying on with my day and seeing what else we could find to do for the day. But I've ended up driving down an old street looking for rubbish. That's what happens to me all the time. I always get on side tracks, you know. For me now, I haven't got any bin bags or nothing with me. I used to carry a couple of bin bags, and if I come across a lot of rubbish, I put it in a bin bag and then go down the road. There's a bin down the road, and I put it in the bin. But I ain't got none with me. I'm not going to pick it up by hand. I'm sorry. I am lazy in that aspect. I mean, I might come back later on with a few bin bags and pick that rubbish up. But why should I? But I'm not going to be one of those people that says, why should I? I like to take care of... No one else likes to take care of where we live. No one else will, because they put the rubbish there. But my little piece of impact. I think I might do that later on if I get time. Anyway, you lot, I'll catch you lot later on. Can you leave in the comments, first of all, where are you in the world? What's it like where you live with respect to what I've just talked about? Rubbish on the streets, on the little side streets. Do you get a lot of Arctic lorries? I mean, I used to have a lot of respect for Arctic drivers and lorry drivers. I haven't got any anymore. You can't paint them all with the same brush. I understand that, which is fair enough. But this is what they do. So I haven't got any respect for them anymore. Not anymore. Not after what they do to places, you know. What's it like where you live? Where do you live, or what's it like where you live? With regards to all that, regards to recycling and all that kind of stuff. And I want you to be honest. Yeah, I know it's a controversial topic, and I said I weren't going to talk too much about it, but I've spoken about it anyway. The recycling, washing out the yoghurt pots, washing out the baked bean tins. I know some of you's attitude is going to be, why should I wash it out? I'll just put it in the bin. They should wash it out in the recycling plant if they want to recycle it. That's the wrong attitude to have, but that's going to be some of your attitudes. As I said, they're going to have millions and millions and millions of yoghurt pots, baked bean tins, and whatever else to wash before they can do their thing to recycle. Yeah? But you've got one. You've got one tin of baked beans, you just poured it out. You've got one tin in your hand. Wash it under the sink, clean it. You've got one, not millions. Yoghurt pots, you've just eaten one yoghurt. You've got a yoghurt pot in your hand with a bit of yoghurt left in it. Wash it under the sink. That's clean now. Put it in. You've got one, alright? Anyway, as I said, I want to know all about it. Put it in the comments where you are in the world. What's it like where you are, where you live? Do you even have recycling? I don't know. Maybe you live in Africa somewhere and there is no recycling. I don't know. And yeah, have a happy New Year. It will be New Year. New Year's would have gone by the time you see this, probably. I don't even know when I'm going to put this video up. But I'll see you later on. All the best. Take care. Love life. Treat people nicely. And we should have a nice, happy life. And I'll see you later on. And don't bloody litter, because it's really, really bad. It makes you look stupid more than anything else.